A brand new sink strainer is not that hard to install. The old one had a problem with the gasket and water was just seeping through like crazy, damaging the cabinet and obviously getting everything wet under the sink. So you can actually check. Sometimes you can see a little drips, but in this case, it was a lot of water coming down, so they had to put a little bucket. But here's the new one. This one is a stainless steel from the company Yomar. And I got this design because underneath, this is the putty that I'm using. And underneath, I have a hard pipe installed, meaning like it is PVC. So I need to have something that is really close in size so we don't have to change a lot of the stuff from the bottom, and we don't need to spend a ton of money fixing this issue. So if you see, this is an 1.5 inch PVC pipe, and what I did is that I compared the sizes, and I realized that other than a little adjustment that I need to do on the bottom that I'm going to show you, it's about the same size. So perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one, and the idea is to, in this case, remove the screw that is on the bottom. You can actually use a coin, or in this case a demolition spatula or knife that I have, and just to take out the stuff. You can actually see all the rust, all the damage. You can see that obviously the seal was not working, as you saw it a moment ago. And now what we want to do is we want to proceed with the cleaning and the removal of the bottom part. This is the opportunity of actually cleaning the entire tin on the top and on the bottom, because you want to make sure that the new seal is nice and snug. It will actually fit nice and tight, and you want to remove all the rust and all the elements that will avoid that nice contact against the new piece and the new fitting. So go ahead and clean the entire thing really well and prepare your section. So now in this particular case, you have this nut with a washer, but if you notice, this is not actually screwing properly into the transition coupling. So what I need to do is actually grind that edge a little bit at the bottom, so it will actually go nicely. The bottom of the strainer, normally you won't have to modify it because it goes into the regular drainage pipe, but in this case, that's the situation. Now, here is the putty that you want to use. This one is like stain-free putty, a plumber's putty, and you want to be generous with the amount that you put over there. But I'm going to show you in a moment what I mean when you try to screw this thing. Obviously, you have two ways of fastening this. We need to screw this on the bottom, which is kind of unusual, but this will work really well for the other ones. If you follow these steps and your regular piping underneath, it will be even easier. So what you need to do over here is to try to screw just a little bit the bottom part of the cap, I will say, the hub that sustains the drain, and then go ahead and tie the bottom part. But this is the situation. Look, I grind this a little bit so I have a better screwing situation over here, because before with that little edge was just kind of spinning and going through a while. You can actually see the comparison, and this is because sometimes you can actually buy an entire kit to install it with hard pipe, with hard PVC, but in this case I couldn't find it. So with this type of key or T-wrench, you can actually start fastening, and what you want to do is you want to worry about the bottom part first. That's why I'm not too worried about the hub on the top, but I'm trying to screw it really well into the PVC, and later on I will create that pressure with the metallic or galvanized nut that you see here. So this is important because you want to make sure that when you're screwing this, it actually goes well into the threads, because if you screw it in the wrong way, you may end up just kind of losing the grip on your threads, and that's it. That will be the end of your coupling. So in this case, now that I know that it's nice and well positioned there, I'm going to go ahead and put pressure, start screwing this really well. Notice that there is not much putty coming out, and that the reason is that obviously the bottom nut is not well installed. Now that is nice and straight and properly connected on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and fasten with this vice grip, fasten the nut so I can create the seal in between the washer, the bottom hub, and the top drain. So you will see that obviously the putty will start kind of coming out because we are creating pressure. With some pressure in the beginning, you want to make sure that you line up your drain. Sometimes if you don't put attention, you end up with like a twisted drain and it's not proper, and obviously once you finish it up, it will look kind of sloppy. So you want to make sure that you do the proper adjustments. I'm using a little fine flat screwdriver just to remove the excess. You can see that you can by creating the pressure, you see the excess on the bottom as well. That's a good sign. Now that it's nice and fastened, you want to go ahead and test it. That's an important part of it. Don't assume that everything is right until you test it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the drain over here, the drain cover, I will say, and just go ahead and put water. Now remember that we have the outer ring, and if that outer ring is nice and sealed, you won't see water coming out from the cast iron part of it, from the cast iron section of the sink. You will check in a moment. See if you notice on the top there is nothing dripping on from the metallic part, the cast iron, the sink itself to the bottom, and obviously nothing is coming out on the bottom. So that's a good sign. Now just go ahead and remove the cover and make sure that the water will be draining properly. Sometimes you want to try more than once and wait a little bit, because if it's not properly connected, obviously you will have some drips, some water coming out. But in this case, everything is fine. The process that I always do, the method really works well, and I'm glad. This is it. That's all you need to change your strainer. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, put the little hands up over there, and hit the little notification bell so you see more. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.